do? Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you don't love the content, you can still do those things because you could always help a brother out, and a brother will be appreciative because a brother would help you out as well. Make sure that you comment. We love to have conversations in the comments section. I will definitely reply. And also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our hotness. Listen, guys, it's the summertime. I know this channel started on basketball. Basketball is technically over. Not gone forever, but it's over for now, for a little while. But guess what? I got videos for days. I got hot content for days. Make sure that you keep checking us out because actually, I'm looking at this as a blessing because now I have time to catch up on all the thoughts and ideas that I ever had. So trust me, we still gonna have hotness every single day on this channel. Make sure that you hang on towards the end so that you don't miss any of our great videos because we'll have some suggested videos that we'll offer to you. With that said, this is a very, very, very serious conversation that needs to be had. Now check this out. Let me set this picture for you. Essentially, a lot of LeBron fans like to say stuff to Laker fans specifically, like myself, like, oh, Kobe, when he was alive, told you guys to love LeBron, to support LeBron, to be nice to LeBron. Okay, true. But two things can be true at the same time. Kobe Bryant has always been basically a police officer for truth, for the truth. That's what he's been. He's been the babysitter of greatness. Since Mike left, that responsibility has been given to Kobe. And unfortunately, Kobe passed away. And the difference was, even if Kobe was still alive, his voice was going to be loud, front and center. Now, we know Michael Jordan is coming back with NBC. We reported on it on this channel, and that's excellent. But Kobe didn't need NBC. He was still doing camps, coaching up everybody, having opinions here or there, coaching, being a life coach. Bump the basketball court. He was coaching people in life. And unfortunately, we lost him in a way that's still devastating to this day that, honestly, the two famous people that hurt me the most was Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant. And I have not been right since either one of them left this earth. It's not the same. It just isn't. Doesn't mean there's not other great people. Doesn't mean, obviously, I'd be devastated if I lost a family member more than them. But as far as the entire world, still hurting from the loss of those two gentlemen. They were something different, something special. But a lot of LeBron fans will tell you that. But what they fail to realize is, if you're a Kobe Bryant fan, like myself, like many others, like millions and possibly billions of people, when you add in China, remember what happened over there, how they couldn't get enough of them. We did a video on that too. You can check it out. You got time now. Basically, Kobe Bryant did say that, and two things can be true at the same time. Kobe was basically saying, listen, if you like winning, you're going to like LeBron. But I also know in my heart, and not just in my heart, Doug Gottlieb, who I don't really like. Doug gets on my nerves. I'm going to be honest with you. He gets on my nerves. There's some truth to what he says. I do like the fact that Doug kind of he tells it as he sees it, like it is. He thinks he's a little bit better than other people, which annoys me because I really don't think he is. I don't even think he's really that smart, even though he thinks he's really smart. He's one of those people. But he did get this right on the head. And I've never met him to be a liar. I've never seen him to be a liar. He kind of says what he feels, no matter how smart or dumb it seems from my vantage point. And he mentioned one time that he had lunch with Kobe because they were coaching or something like that in Los Angeles. I think that's where Doug's at. And he said Kobe said to him, listen, LeBron's coming here, but he's not what me and Mike were. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle that level of pressure over here. And to be honest with you, if you look at it, he really hasn't handled that well. He's had a lot of his goons and minions kind of take up for him. But the only time he won was in the bubble. And what was that? I mean, I'll take it. I've said to you guys, I'll take it as a Laker fan. It gives us something to hang on while the Celtics are doing whatever they're doing. But that's not what I saw with Shaq and Kobe. That's not what I saw with Kobe by himself and Pau. That's not what I'm used to. That's nothing special to me. Not really. And when you see that, and LeBron widely has been getting his behind kicked most of the time with Anthony Davis, who when healthy and doing what he's supposed to do, is a top 5 player in the league, in my opinion. Don't nobody play better offense and defense in combination than Anthony Davis. You could take that up and argue that with your mother or your grandmother. Because when he's on his game, he's on his game. But also on top of that, you had Luka Doncic smacked in the first round. Gentleman's sweep. All these excuses for why he keeps losing. But on top of that, look at all the other dumb things that LeBron James has done. He got the coach hired. He has influence over the coach now. He got his son into the NBA on a Laker team, on the vaunted Lakers. He's ruined our organization. We traded away all our young players for whatever we have now. There's been some good. Austin Reeves has been nice. Some guys have been okay. But widely, it's just been the LeBron show. We've been more influxed in drama and nonsense and garbage than actually winning games. And the message has been horrible. When Kobe was at the lead of this organization, it was championship or bust. But that's actually what it was. There was no excuses. There was no blaming other people, pointing fingers. There was no, oh, well, there's 8 people on the court. Me and Luka are just 2 people. So that's kind of why we lost. Nobody wants to hear that crap. You ain't never heard Kobe say, well, you know what? It was me and, Powell and Lamar didn't feel like playing today, so we lost. What the heck? That's your responsibility and your job as the leader. Make sure people are willing to play. You sitting up here talking about it's me, Luka, and everybody else. And what I really don't understand is how teammates actually accept this. Vice versa, flip that with the Thunder and how much of a team they play for each other. They die for each other out there in the court. No excuses. But no, we get stuck with LeBron James, one of the biggest crybabies and excuse makers of all time. So he's out here pulling this nonsense, and then he comes out recently and goes even further into the well of darkness. And he's like, oh yeah, guys, rings, they don't matter. Even though I've been chasing them, running from Cleveland to Miami, calling up Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, trying to get Ray Allen away from the Celtics, running back over to Cleveland, making sure the first pick of Wiggins is traded for Kevin Love. Then making sure Kyrie's still going to be there for a while because I need him. I don't score points by myself. I need Kyrie. Yeah. But rings don't matter. That's not why. Running back over here, trading all the Lakers' young pieces away, getting Anthony Davis. Yeah, you know what? All of that is just because I don't really care about rings, and rings shouldn't matter. Rings don't matter towards greatness. Look at Charles Barkley. Look at Allen Iverson. Even though both of them have said, "Oh yeah, we didn't win, so I understand. I'm not on that level of player, but I still am really good. Individually, I was a bad mother. Shut your mouth." And we all understood that. We all get that. We still love Allen Iverson. We still love Charles Barkley. But they're realistic. For some reason, the narcissist LeBron James can't be realistic. Rings don't matter no more. But I'm here to tell you guys, right, in this video right here, right now, when those LeBron James fans, when those zealots come over to you, those fanboys, and they start trying to tell you nonsense, you tell them to shut up. You tell them to shut up. You know why? Because even if Kobe is no longer with us, even if he is dead and gone, unfortunately, and his beautiful daughter Gigi and those beautiful families that also lost their lives with them, unfortunately, that horrible day. We have enough history on Kobe to know how he responded to things, to know how he would take things. And regardless if he said, you guys should love LeBron, you should give him respect and blah, 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 he's not going to sit here. I would rather lose my own life than admit that Kobe Bryant would sit here. I guarantee he wouldn't be sitting here talking about yeah, it's okay that championships don't matter in Los Angeles. It's okay that you force your son onto the team, and then complain about not having a big man. We needed a big man, that's why we lost. These weird half Laker, half LeBron, they're not even half Laker. These LeBron fans parading as Lakers fans. Making excuses. You think Kobe would have sat around and said, yeah, that's great. Draft a guy that doesn't deserve to be here, even though I work my tail off every day and dang near died for the sport of basketball. And he actually, low-key, he kind of did. Trying to be a good dad, that's what his daughter wanted. Trying to get them to a game, lost his life because of it. Lived and died for the game. But but if he's alive, he's just going to let LeBron make a mockery of the Lakers, turn it into a joke, pick the coach, put his son on the team. For what? You thought that's what Kobe played for? That's what he stood for? So if a LeBron James fan tells you that, you tell him to shut up. Tell him J-Boy Sports sent you too. You tell him to shut up. Even if it's one of your friends, tell her, listen, I love you to death, man. I really do. I love you. But shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You weren't paying attention. And how do I know that? Well, check this out. Even Brian Windhorst, LeBron's flunky, his whooping boy, all right? For some reason, Brian Windhorst hasn't realized that slavery's over. Even though he's white, he hasn't realized that slavery's over because he's still going to chuck and jive for LeBron James. But on this occasion, because every once in a while he bucks up, he gets strong, he fights back against the man. He says something that LeBron is not going to like. And he said it right here. And he said something I've been saying to people for a long time and nobody's been listening. Check out what he had to say about LeBron sitting up here talking about some championships don't matter if Kobe Bean Bryant was still living and among us.
You just brought up the name, Stephen A., that has really framed this argument as much as Jordan or LeBron, and that's Kobe. And, it's times like these where you so miss Kobe, and I would just say that
yes,
the greatest podcast that we never had was Kobe and LeBron, because the framing of this, you talk about how LeBron has contributed to this, Kobe contributed to this too, because the Kobe mentality the Mamba mentality was championship or bust. And while Jordan and LeBron is the eternal debate, I have, observed and learned that for the modern player, including so many of today's players, LeBron's contemporaries, you're either a Kobe guy or a LeBron guy. And I know that Kobe, if he was on the other side of that table, other than Steve Nash, he would have had some words for LeBron, and they wouldn't have been.
You're damn right.
There wouldn't have been an agreement.
You're damn right.
So I do think that this is also a Kobe-LeBron ideology.
Let's clap it up for that guy, Brian Windhorst, for escaping slavery recently. Good job, Brian. Way to get away. Way to get out of here. Thank you for saying the quiet part out loud. That should have always been out loud, but until recently, now we're starting to fight back against this ridiculous system of nonsense. Kobe wasn't about to sit there and take that if he was alive. Are you kidding me? We talk about LeBron and Jordan all the time. I personally don't, because I think it's a stupid comparison. It makes no sense. You can't jump up to Jordan. You haven't gotten close to Kobe. Kobe Bryant would have looked him dead in his face and said, yo, are you kidding? You're joking, right? And then probably would have said something smart like, well, that's why it was easy to beat you to them rings. And now some people might say, oh, he was 16-6 versus Kobe Bryant. So blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but who got to the rings? Who needed to run to the super teams? Who was beating the teams that you couldn't beat in the playoffs? When things got tough, when it got hard, and you had to put your real big boy hats on, put your big boy pants on. When Kobe was diving headfirst into it saying, ain't no way I'm losing this, you was crying and complaining and flapping around, talking, championships don't matter that much. It's not my fault I'm losing. I'm better. I'm so good that I need to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Manipulate the system. Can't do it on the court, got to do it behind the court to get help on the court. You think Kobe Bryant was going to sit there and let him talk like that? Absolutely not. He was all about the championships. That's all he was about. Brian Windhorst picked that up. Stephen A. Smith picked that up. Which also makes me question those two gentlemen. How do you sit here with a straight face and be like LeBron is as good or better than Kobe Bryant when y'all are sitting up here disgusted about the fact that he doesn't even believe in championships all of a sudden? And you even admitted it. If you check out my I have a little series on LeBron versus ring culture. Stephen A. Smith is in one of those episodes saying he thinks LeBron's just basically saying this for his own benefit. LeBron doesn't give a dang about the people coming up behind him. He's ruining all the young people behind him, trying to tell them something that he himself deep inside doesn't even believe. He just wants them to believe that he's as good or better than Mike and Kobe and Magic and Tim Duncan and Shaq and all these people. That's what he wants them to believe. So he's going to ruin the game for everybody else, as he's been doing for 20 years. It's always about him. You're raising a generation of losers, my guy. Check out my other video with Bill Belichick saying, stats are for losers. Final scores are for winners. Don't listen to people like LeBron James. He's talking out of his behind. And don't listen to his fans when they tell you Kobe would have sat back, and Kobe never would have sat back and been with this. In a way, Kobe not being around, I'm not saying this is anything LeBron wanted. I'm not saying that. But Kobe not being around has allowed LeBron to be more ridiculous than he would have been otherwise. Kobe was the babysitter. And I say this respectfully for the Olympic team. I said this on another video. Again, I got a bunch of videos. Please check them out. Kobe was the babysitter for championships, for success, for not making excuses, for winning, for hard work, for doing whatever it takes. All of that. Kobe was the babysitter, the gatekeeper of that. But he wasn't a communist dictator. He was bringing people into the fold before he died. Let me teach you. Let me show you. Let me help you be the best you can be so that you can go after these rings. I remember him giving out declarations to people like Isaiah Thomas and Giannis. I think he gave one to John Wall. This is your season. You should do this. You can be this if you want it. So what are we talking about, man? Kobe had that standard and he babysat it and held everybody to that standard around him. LeBron is trying to lower the standard so that you will never catch up to him. And so many NBA players, I'm going to be honest with you guys, you're being dumb. Former players, some of you, players, the current players, a lot more of them are taking to Kobe. And I got more videos coming out about that. Tyrese Halliburton went through some stuff, Kobe. Jalen Brunson talking about Kobe. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander talking about Kobe. J-Dub talking about Kobe. But for those that are letting LeBron lead them, he's leading you right into nonsense. Telling you ring culture doesn't matter. Rings don't matter. So that he can have more than you. So that he can achieve greater heights than you. He's trying to ease you up off that pedal. No, you put your foot on that pedal and you push down as hard as you can. And you go chase those rings the right way. Not the super team way, not taking shortcuts, not being cheap. You go after it the right way. The hard way. The Mamba mentality way. That's how you go after it. Don't listen to this guy, man. And he would have never said that if Kobe Bryant was sitting across from him. He would have never said that. He would have been embarrassed to say that in front of Kobe. There's very few people that can hold LeBron in check. Very few. And on that Olympic team, you saw one of them who held everybody in check, who held the standard for everybody. I'm diving on the floor for loose balls. I'm the best player in this gym. Why aren't you on the ground? Why aren't you hustling back on defense? What are you doing? That's Kobe. He held everybody responsible. And LeBron, ain't no daggone way. Ain't no way in heck that he would have been sitting up there talking about some, ring culture is toxic. In fact, Kobe probably would have said, yeah, it's toxic. And I love it. I lived it for 20-something years, and I still live it. I'm trying to win right now in what I'm doing now, too. I don't lose. Not forever. I ain't you. Why would you tell young people that? Kobe be all over him, man. He would never fix his face. Funny how people get comfortable when daddy's gone. Pause, no Diddy. Let me tell you, I know that laugh was weird, man. I know it was crazy. But it's funny how people get real confident when daddy's gone. When daddy's not home, everybody's having fun. Genie bus, when daddy's not around, this is what you allow to happen. Sorry, Genie, I'm sorry. That might be too much, but I'm sorry, Genie. I'm sorry. It's the truth. When daddy's not around, whether that's Kobe or your actual real father, the great Dr. Jerry Buss, when Jerry West is no longer around, when daddy's not home, the kids act crazy. But when daddy comes home, and unfortunately, daddy's not coming home for these brothers. Miss him dearly, R.I.P. So it's gonna have to be the new crowd, the SGAs, the Ant-Mans, Tyrese Halliburtons. It's gonna have to be the Giannis is gonna have to be more vocal about not taking crap. Joker. This new batch is gonna have to do what the LeBron era did not. Even you, Steph. You should have been a little more vocal to stop this garbage. You could have been. Wade has ruined it. And I like Wade, but you allowed this. Bosh. Love you too, but you allowed stuff like this. You helped LeBron get to this point where he could be this ridiculous. When daddy's not around, it gets even worse though. So hopefully these young guys will be the daddies, the new daddies. This is really sounding crazy. I'm sorry. Pause, no Diddy, no Bad Boy. No take that, okay? But the new daddies are going to have to rise up and bring it back and keep people like LeBron. You guys ever, y'all into Greek mythology? I always really like Greek mythology. Zeus and Kronos and all that stuff. Hercules. I used to love Kevin Sorbo for Hercules back in the day. Showing my age a little bit. Any of y'all that ever watch Hercules with Kevin Sorbo? That was my joint, bro. You couldn't tell me nothing. Remember, I'm black. So I'm a black kid, and I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I want to wear my hair like Kevin Sorbo. My man had the long hair. The long hair, the leather chaps, and basically a blouse. And he was kicking everybody's behind, all right? He was tearing up everybody in a blouse, some leather chaps, and some long hair. Now imagine that with a black guy. That would have been me. That could have been me. But I mentioned Greek mythology because at the end of the day, the Kronos was like the ultimate. He's like the dad, right? And that's kind of like what LeBron is now for all these guys. He's the fake daddy, but he didn't really love him. He tried to eat him and kill him because he wanted to hold all the power. And that's LeBron. All right? Zeus, Ares, Poseidon, Hades. Those guys are the new gods. And they had to defeat Kronos and the Titans to save the world. And that's what these young guys are going to have to do. Because the real daddies aren't here no more. We'll see what Mike does. Mike usually likes to stay back. He's going on NBC. We'll see what type of... if he feels like it's time to actually help this generation. Normally he stays in the background. But Kronos is LeBron. And if these guys don't step up and defeat him and show that you can win championships without being a super team coward, like SGA and J-Dub and Chet Holmgren just did on the Thunder, Lou Dortson, Alex Caruso, Hartenstein, all those guys, Aaron Wiggins, they're going to have to fight that back and prove that whatever LeBron was talking was nonsense. They're going to have to do that because the real daddy is gone. He can't do that for you no more. But you can take his influence, as I know those guys are influenced by him. Talk football. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, all those guys, Saquon Barkley, who they talking about? They talking about Kobe. We'll do some videos on it, don't worry. Football season, it got a little while to go. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to ramp it up. They talking about Kobe. That's who they talking about. They talking about Kobe. The real daddy. And you know what? Just to throw some icing on the cake here, just in case some of y'all don't believe me, Kobe would have been cool with this. Kobe would have allowed it. He would have loved it. Get the heck out of here, man. Listen to what Kobe had to say about how you should see me. This is how I know I'm going to be seen. How you should see me. And that's all he cares about, right? That's all he cares about. Let me show you guys how Kobe feels like he should be seen.
My Laker legacy will be that of a champion. I mean, that's why we play. That is the most important thing. It's number one. It's not about how much you like the person. It's not about how many points that person scored. It's not about how many assists that person had. It's how many championships did they bring to the city of Los Angeles. That is the most important thing. You have a responsibility to the city of Los Angeles to bring championship banners. You have to understand that nothing else matters. Second place does not matter. Second place means you're the first loser. You have that mentality here. That's what gets you there. This franchise does not hang division banners. It does not hang conference championships. We hang one banner and one banner only, and that's NBA titles. Right? So you have to start there. You have to understand that that's what this is.
That's what this is. You heard him? That's what this is. When you come to Los Angeles, really where you go anywhere and you're trying to be one of the greatest of all time, that's what this is. You go follow behind little LeBron all you want, him and Bronny James, with that garbage message. Rings are toxic. Ring culture is toxic. I don't know where we got here. I don't know how we got here. Nobody loves Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley. Even though we all love Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley. But we just don't love them like we love Kobe. We just don't love them like maybe we love Mike. That's a different level. It is what it is. The goal is to win the rings. That's it. Your stats, don't care about them. Bill Belichick, minus the hot young thing, when Bill was rugged and rough Bill. Pause, no Diddy. Stats are for losers. Final scores are for winners. Trophies, championship trophies, Super Bowl trophies, finals trophies, those are for winners. Who cares if you didn't win it? You are the first loser. Good job. You are the first loser. You know what first loser stands for? You're the person that couldn't finish the job, but got the closest. That's it. That's it. You will be remembered as the person that got beat. Does anybody remember who else got beat? This year, do you remember all the teams that got beat before the finals? Now you might actually this year. You might. Do you remember 10 years ago? I dare you. Off the top, off the rip of your memory. Who are all the teams in the playoffs back 10 years ago? Who was the Final Four 10 years ago? You remember? You might remember the Final Four, but you definitely don't remember the Final Six. Most of you don't. There's no way. You don't care. That's why. You care about winning. And as a Laker fan, when they ask you, why is it that you don't want LeBron here? This is it. Share this video with them. Kobe was about the rings and the championships. No championship banners. The actual championship. The finals championship. That's what he was about. That's what this was all about. That's the thug life here. Thug life. That's what it was. Championships. And LeBron's coming over here talking about rings are toxic and we're supposed to respect this guy and love this guy. Pack him up and get him out of here. You're fired. You're fired. Get him up out of here, man. Get him up out of here. So that's it, man. That's it. That's all. I told you guys, man. We're not playing that game around here. We already knew what it was. You knew what it was when you came here, LeBron. But fortunately and unfortunately for you, because I don't think you wanted this, I want to preference this. So, guys, don't take this as I'm saying LeBron wanted this. But while he was here, Kobe passed away. And that has allowed him to run even more like a wild mongoose and act more like a wild tangerine rolling down a hill with no end in sight. That's allowed him to do this. A wild armadillo just rolling. Just a wild Sonic the Hedgehog with all the rings. Just keep going. That's him. Because Kobe's not here no more. Daddy's not home. But you know what? The rest of us, the young players in the NBA that are coming up that respect the model that Kobe laid before them, we're the daddies. We're going to have to be the daddies now. No take that, no bad boy. Not that type of daddy. But the daddy that comes home and tells the kids, hey, clean up this house. Hey, pick your clothes up. Daddy, I want to play video games. I'll break the whole game. Do what I ask you to do. Take the trash out if it's a boy. If it's a girl, hey, didn't your mom say to, I don't know, set the table? All I know is when daddy comes home, everybody has to get in line. And so the responsibility falls on us and the young players in the NBA to hold the rest of this world accountable for the legacy that Kobe Bryant started. We're here to win rings. Everybody gets it. But for some reason, they tried to make you forget about Kobe. But if you've been paying attention, ESPN, even Bleacher Report, all these people that hate him, he's coming back. Now, he's not coming back to life. That can't happen now. Only God can do that. Only Jah can do that. But what I am telling you is that his legacy, his words, his memory is coming back. I'm even seeing Vanessa Bryant on a lot of posts on IG liking things. You can't at her. She doesn't let you. She doesn't want people adding her. I get it. She has her privacy. She has her peace. Nobody knows what she's been going through. It's impossible to know, and I'm glad she keeps it to herself. Just pray for her. But at the end of the day, I'm even seeing her peek out, because you're starting to hear people say stupid stuff about Kobe Bryant. And everybody is coming together and they're saying, whoa, hold on a second. Nah, we're not doing that no more. So we're bringing back the Mamba mentality, one piece at a time. And ultimately, he's going to end up where he deserves to be, which is at the top of the pyramid. And his words deserve to be memorialized. Now, he's not a god. You shouldn't be having no idols that you worship. He can live and die just like the rest of us, and unfortunately, that's what has happened to him. But the memory of somebody, you can still love them, you can respect the teachings that you learn from them, and you can give them that honor and that respect, and that's what we're going to do. So if you don't like it, who cares? The bus is going with or without you, and if you jump in the way, we will run you over. Watch your back. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Shout out to the entire Bryant family that is still with us. Vanessa, like I said, I see you liking posts. I see you fighting back in your own way. Let's not let people... And Vanessa, if you ever listen to this, we got your back. We're not going to let them denigrate the memory of your husband. We got your back. You know, we got your back. So thank you very much for listening to this episode of the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Appreciate you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you comment. Let's have conversations. Do you feel this strongly about Mamba mentality? Does the idea of toxic ring culture make you so sick that you want to throw up? Let's talk about it, because ball is life. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any, and I mean any, of our impactful videos. We're bringing the real, we're bringing the truth, we're keeping it real 24/7. 365. 375, because sometimes we don't sleep. Sometimes we don't sleep. Hang on towards the end of this video, because we got some other great videos that we know you'll love. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for giving me this much of your time. Time is money, so I appreciate you. Very humble. Mamba out. But not forgotten. Much love.
Tell that somehow you never get over.